What's up, everyone? ODC, it's me here, and be sure to check out BigBoyCollectibles.com for all your action figure needs, whether it's DC Collectibles, Star Wars The Black Series, Marvel Legends, or G.I. Joe. BigBoyCollectibles.com will have it. Yo, Joe!
What's up, everyone? ODC, it's me here. In today's review, we're going to take a look at Star Wars The Black Series, Sabine Wren from Star Wars Rebels. This is figure number 33 in the series, or in the line, I should say. But just taking a look at some of the stuff that we have here. She comes with 4 accessories, including the helmet as an accessory here. But like I said, I do have some gripes with this figure. It's not the worst thing in the world as far as one of the gripes, but the other gripe, well, first of all, the helmet is entirely too tough to get off of her head. It's too tight on the head. They should have made this helmet a tad bit larger. I know some people will probably complain about it, complain about what I'm saying, but Jango's helmet was a little bit larger and it still fit. I just get worried over time after taking this off and putting it on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off, putting it on. They're going to start rubbing some of this paint off of her head, and that's not welcome in my eyes. That's just one of the gripes I have. The other gripe I have is that, now taking a look at the other one that I have, this one's eyes are all jacked up. This Sabine's eyes aren't too bad. I mean, at least they're looking straight for the most part. But something's a little bit off. And I think it's just the eyes are just too far apart. I think that's what the problem is. It's almost that they're not lined up where the sculpting for the eyes are, the paint. And that seems to be the ongoing problem. So those are my two paint, that's my paint gripe. The helmet is a gripe. It's just entirely too close to the head to be putting on. I mean, I love the fact that we get that feature. It's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I just don't like. I mean, this is eventually going to start rubbing paint off, and I just don't like that. The other gripe that I have is the range of motion in her hips are really just not very good. And I know with the Scarif Shore Trooper, they weren't very good either. Same goes for the Hover Tank Pilot. But I feel like with her, she's going to be a little bit more acrobatic, a little bit more flexible than a regular trooper, especially a Hover Tank Pilot. He's probably not going to be the most limber of people, or of troopers, I should say. I do like the holsters. I like the majority of the paint apps on the body. I think they did a really good job with the shoulder, all the logos on the shoulders, and the chest plate looks really cool. Her hair looks pretty good. Now, if you're wondering why she doesn't look like her Rebels counterpart, is because this is the realistic version, the realistic take on the Rebels versions. No big deal there. Now, as far as her other accessories go, she does come with this tool, and I believe that this is actually a graffiti tool of some sort. That's what I've at least been told. So, and it's just a gray plastic. Oh, my dog here does something. You hear him? Are you okay, bud? Okay, next we're going on to her sidearm blaster pistols, and I think these are really good. Very accurate to what they look like in the show. So that's cool. And they're both painted exactly the same. They are a gray plastic with a silver wash over them. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. And they fit right in her holsters. No issues there. Now, for the most part, like I said, there's something off about this face, and I think it's the eyes. So I think for the most part, I'm just going to have her with her helmet on. I think she looks so much more badass with her helmet on, and yeah, I have to have her with it on. So the cool feature about the helmet, though, is that her viewfinder can actually go down. So she can actually use her viewfinder where Jango Fett couldn't. So that's a nice feature. I do like that. It seems like they really tried to give this figure some extra tender love and care. The paint apps on her boots look really good. Really well done. I think another gripe with me is that I wish that they would... she pretty much has flat boots. I don't like that they gave her these little heels, and I don't like when... And I know some characters do, some women characters or female characters do have heels, but for the sake of standing up, could we just get some flat feet? It would just be a lot easier. She's not as bad as some other figures, like, let's see, Scarlet Witch for one, Black Cat for another, but I just don't like it. If you bump into something, she's going to fall right over, like she's wobbling right now, which isn't too bad, like I said, but you get her into a dynamic pose, and you really got to work with it. So that's a pet peeve that I have with female figures. But just taking a look at the sculpting on her, she looks absolutely fantastic. I love the sculpt. I love the paint apps on the body. Pretty much anything from the head or from the neck down is fantastic. The extra paint detail and wash that goes throughout like I said, the boots, the knees, the arms, the elbows, the shoulder pads, the chest plate. It just looks absolutely fantastic. As far as her articulation does go, let me just back her up here. Sorry if I was way off camera there. Her head can look up, and I'm just going to do it with the helmet on, and I'll do one with the helmet off. But with the helmet on, she can look up, she can look down, she can pivot. No, she can't really pivot side to side. We got a little jive turkey, but not really. So no real gobbles there. She does have a pliable rubbery type plastic for these elbow pads, which is really good. Thank God. So we can get her arms up. That's really good. Full 360 rotation there. We have a single jointed elbow, which is actually a really good range of motion with the elbow. So that's a pleasant surprise. A swivel at the elbow as well. Swivel at the wrist. Hinge at the wrist, which goes back and forth. This one goes up and down. And then we do have a crunch? Kind of. No, we have a swivel. Let's see if it's just stuck. I don't want to force it too much. It looks like mine's just kind of stuck. Yeah, I think the ball peg is kind of stuck, but you can crunch back and forth. But she can also swivel. She can not really pivot side to side either. So, not the best range of motion in the torso either. Legs can go forward. They can't really go back to the sculpting of the rear end. Like I said, the splits that's maxed right there. That's pretty unfortunate. She does have an upper thigh swivel, and she is really stiff. Double jointed knees. She does have an ankle hinge, which does go up a little bit and does point the toe very nicely. Ankle pivot and 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet, which is nice. And you can even take her little graffiti tool here, or paint tool, or whatever you want to call it, and you can actually fit it right into her holster if you want to. So if you didn't want this thing floating around or getting lost, you can have her hold her 2 pistols, and she's ready. She's ready to take some fools down. But yeah, she looks awesome. She looks like a total badass. I love it. And there you go. And there's Sabine. Now, as far as size comparisons go, let's get some people in here. We'll just go back to back here. Here is the hover tank pilot, and he is taller than her. Darth Revan. There you are. He's taller. 3PO. He's shorter. And she is much shorter. So Sabine, a little bit on the taller side. I think this is a really good figure. I think anyone who gets this will, and that's remotely a fan of Star Wars or Rebels, will enjoy it. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.